Howdy folks, how's it going? Hello? Rainbow! Okay, well, I was going to kind of show getting this set up, but really, wait a minute, let's see. Let me I was gonna kind of showcase the range. It might hold. Oh yeah, oh yeah, come on. I have to put a hardcore tightening on that, but something that I wanted to mention, I think I've talked about the Rangefinder before, but okay, well, actually, plans have changed. There's something that is extremely cool about this rangefinder that I didn't know about. Now, what I did know is it's a BDX, is what it's called, ballistic data exchange, which means with a proper scope, with a Sig Sauer scope. This is the where's it at? The kilo1400bdx. It has this really cool feature, and it's not called BDX, it is called ABU mode. Now, I'm not exactly sure what that stands for, but it is really cool. And what it does is, if you do not have the BDX scope, you still can get the capabilities that the scope and all that offers. And what I mean by that is the app connects to your rangefinder, and it relays the information to your phone while also telling you through your rangefinder. And that was what I didn't know. I knew the BDX thing would tell a scope, and it actually shows on your scope where to aim for whatever bullet you have. That is super cool, and I did not know that it would do that. So this right here can be the new 100-yard gong. And this is 3/8 inch 6x6 square. So pretty thick stuff. So you go up and you go into the BDX. It has updates like a lot with the bullet library and stuff. I guess that does constant updates. Okay, so it turns on Bluetooth. Hit the phone, turn the button on to activate the rangefinder, and bam. Now, since the ballistic since the rangefinder is in ABU mode and it is connected to my phone, I'm going to range that tree over there. Actually, no, let's range something farther away. That tree that's down there that forks, that kind of makes a little bitty V. We're going to range it. (136 yards). It is at a -3 angle. Elevation 0.32 up. Keep windage just how it is. And make your shot. And that's it. Like, this thing is, I did not realize this was a thing for this app or for this rangefinder. I figured you had to use the BDX mode with the scope, and that was all. I've just been using it as a rangefinder and not a ballistic calculator, and I mean, that is, it's huge. You put in your muzzle velocity, which the Hornady American Whitetail in 6.5, the bullet coefficient, or the ballistic coefficient is 0.265. Bullet diameter 6.5 is 0.264. The bullet weight 129 grain, 0 range, 100 yards. The muzzle velocity for that round is 2820. And the altitude, it reads that by itself with the phone's GPS. So temperature, I guess it reads that too. I don't know when it's supposed to say, but I guess it just uses the natural map in your area. But we have a 100 yard, and I hope, okay, now that's, see that, like how cool that is? I'm gonna go ahead, and that was just the 5 minutes of fame for that. I want this thing to be, I don't want it to, like, I want it to be able to absorb the energy so it doesn't fly as far and hit as hard. I want the bullet to, or I want the steel to be able to dissipate and not take the full brunt. Big news, more big news, not fake news, big news. Actually, this ain't the big news, but we'll get to that in a second. I have more of these target things up here. I come up here a while back and started chopping some of this out. And if you remember in the last gun video, all of this was grown up. I come through and mowed it down, tried to burn a bunch of it. Kind of didn't work. But the range, somebody moved that. Something, unless one of the horses has just come up here to scratch up against it. It's moved along. It's a lot. But the big news is, last deer season I was told that my county did not allow deer to be taken with a rifle. I bought my Creedmoor because I wanted to use it for antlerless rifle. I wanted to be able to shoot a doe with it because I could literally stand on my back porch and shoot a deer. And I mean, there's deer once. I'm gonna try to come up and cut some of this down, but I'm gonna put feeders up. A little fish popped on the water. I'm gonna clear all this up, clear all this, and I'm either gonna put something way over there to shoot from, like not necessarily a stand, but maybe a blind, something in there. Got feeders over there. That would be .71 yards from where I'm at, and for those of you that are wondering, that would be .01 MOA up from 100 yards. But I probably will be 100 yards by the time I get to where I want to station up at. The other feeders right there, big feeder against the tree. I want to start putting out some deer corn, bring them all in, and the first day of season I want to drop a doe with the Creedmoor. Whether I'll record it, I probably will. Now that I have confirmation that I can. See, I was told that I couldn't, and that kind of confused me. I read the regulations and I thought that that's what it said, but that kind of stuff is kind of confusing, so I wasn't 100% sure. But I'm gonna get up here pretty soon whenever I find it, or buy some, just get some paint. I think there's some pink tannish paint that I don't care, as long as it just makes this brighter. And then I've got 3 more. This is the smallest one. This was, instead of a 6x6, it was like 6 by 5.5, because I had a chunk of metal that I cut into 6-inch squares because it was 6 inches wide. So I just figured I'd square it up. So I mean, I should, with that rifle, with my Creedmoor, my Savage, be able to easily put like a full magazine onto this, because at 100 yards it's 1 MOA is 1 inch, 200 yards 2 inches is 1 MOA. So I've got a 250 yard potential that I'm thinking about taking one of them, one of these up that mountain, or not mountain, up that hill, placing one up there and having a 250 yard. But this rangefinder, y'all, and I know that Backfire, I believe it was called, the YouTube channel, they did a bunch of reviews. Honestly, I don't like their channel, and has nothing to do with whether they make videos that I like or not, or agree with me or not. It's just that a lot of the videos they're wrong about. Like, I don't know if this is plastic or not. I do not think this one is. The lower ones maybe, but the 14 down to like the 28 or something like that, they are carbon something, like compressed carbon pretty much, which that's not a big deal, but he called it plastic. That was wrong. He said that this thing had no features, and but it wasn't this one that he was testing. He was testing maybe the 800 or the 1200 or something like that, just the smaller one. This one was right around 400, I believe, but my brother got it for me for Christmas, and he found it was on a sale, so he picked this up for me because I helped him out a lot last year before Christmas. So, you know, huge thanks to him for doing that. This thing has been an absolute awesome piece of equipment. They said this thing had no features though, and unless the smaller one that they're talking about, it may not have the ABU, but I'm thinking almost every one of them has the BDX. It's Kilo BDX. So this one is not the most high-end one. It's not the farthest ranging, but this thing ranges like 995 or 985 yards against a tree, and a reflective surface it is like 1400 or 1600 yards or something like that. It's ridiculous how far it ranges. On deer fur it's like 985, 995, somewhere around in there, almost 1,000 yards. And you're not going to be shooting, and I think one, it might have been, the fur one might have been 700 or something like that, but you're not shooting, at least me, a deer at 700 yards. I'm having a hard time finding a 200 yard shot on my property, and I'm looking for it. I'm not trying to hunt, I'm trying to just get a straight shot, and it's hard. So definitely meets and exceeds my capabilities of this property. And it's got that really sweet app. It tells you if you get a ballistic turret, if you get a turret like an adjustable turret scope like I do, and you learn that turret, you learn how it adjusts, then you can be on the spot. You range it. It tells you in the scope or in the rangefinder what you need, but it also tells you on your phone what you need to adjust as well. So just in case like your buddy is up above you in a clearing, or like when he can't be very far away from you, but like your buddy's spotting. Normally your spotter's right beside you or behind you just a little bit. They range it, your phone, it comes back to your phone, you adjust, or he tells you. Either way, super cool feature. And I do not think any other rangefinder as of recently has this kind of capabilities. Now there is a new one, and it says most affordable shoot range. It's got like I can't think of what it's called, but the little wind meter, whatever that thing's called. It's a weird name. One of them, it might have a rangefinder. It's got a scope and stuff like that, but it's like $1,800. And the BDX scopes are, for the scope, like $900 for the bigger, like 4 to 16 scopes. Which a 4 to 16 would easily take care of any sort of hunting, and it would be hard to shoot at 600 or 700 yards, but it would not be impossible. Rob shot a human-sized target at like 985 yards with a 14 or 16 times zoom. But it's getting dark. It's starting to rain on me. I just wanted to show the range is coming together. This thing is awesome. If you're looking into a rangefinder, Sig Sauer Kilo. This is the 14. I can't tell you anything about the other ones because I don't have them. But this one is awesome. If you have 400, get this one. If you have more, get the 1800. Just get whatever you can. Kilo, 6 hour Kilo. And I guess with that being said, that info, this here really, oh wow, that hurt. We'll be splashing some steel here before too long. See you in the next video.